No Brett the Hitman Heart Jacket. Little disappointed there. But past that, we'll watch the Amulet Titan Master at work. His team, I would say, is already a lock for day number 2 of competition, even with a loss. And we've got Pan here on a mulligan to 5 with mono green Tron. Harrison Fang is playing Infect, and then Ruan is playing Bant Urza against Sultai Urza, Amulet Titan, and Amulet Titan. Our last match of the day, brought to you by our friends over at Ultimate Guard and Carnox. Let's get it started. Teleria West is where Dilks will kick things off. This is an Ancient Stirrings here for Jeffrey. That is an Urza's power plant. We'll go back over to Dilks, who doesn't have, at least at this stage, an explosive start. Don't see an amulet just yet, but I think we might see one now, so there is an amulet. This is a Castle Garen Brig, and there's a battlefield tapped. It will be untapped to the amulet. Secure a Tribe Scout, and would not surprise me there, partner, to see a turn 3 Primeval Titan now.
Yeah, this is all the structure you need to have a Primeval Titan fast, and to be able to combo out the turn that you play it. And with Fang here representing a mono green Tron opening here, on 5 cards, not even a Tron piece on the first turn, not really any reason for Dilks not to go for it next turn if he has it.
Well, there's a Walking Ballista, and that can take care of the Secure Tribe Scout. So a little bit of interaction there for Jeffrey, even though he is on a mulligan of 5. It's very timely, to say the least. And now we will go back over to Matthew Dilks. Dilks is going to search up an Azusa, lost but seeking with a Summoner's Pact. This is a Selesnya Sanctuary. Quick little flash. Trigger the bounce land. He'll pick up the Selesnya Sanctuary, do it again.
Yep.
Now he'll play that. And I think we're going to see a Titan. That is just way too easy to do. Yeah, because he's doing it through Castle Garen Brig,
right.
Of course. That is just... well,
Dilks almost for a brief second there flashed a smile.
Yeah.
Now back to business.
But yeah, absolutely not. Going to go back to hiding that. Titan's going to go get Boros Garrison and Slayer's Stronghold. They'll, of course, enter the battlefield untapped thanks to the amulet. Slayer's Stronghold will target the Titan. Titan will attack. Trigger. Going to go digging up some more lands. You know, sometimes this deck, it just looks easy.
It is pretty easy against the decks that just don't do anything for the first few turns. Tron, transcendental at doing nothing in the first couple of turns. Fang even had some interaction, quite a bit for this deck, in that Walking Ballista. But I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, for Jeffrey.
It's my suspicion.
For Jeffrey, it is not going to be enough in this particular game. He's going to pick up his 2 permanents and go home.
It's okay.
That's what he's going to do. And you know what? I'm for it. Because it's looking ugly. It's looking ugly, excuse me. So for Jeffrey Pan, he is down a game. Matthew Dilks, all business, as you mentioned.
Yeah, easy.
Just all business. Amulet Titan Master at work. His team very quickly up a game in this team-constructed match. Team Modern, notably. Will Pulliam playing Amulet Titan. We watched him win an Open last year. He loves his Amulet Titan deck, multiple-time Open champion, and loves putting Primeval Titan on the battlefield. And then for Edgar Magalhaes, he mixes it up. He's done some work with Amulet Titan. He's playing Sultai Urza here this weekend. You see the matchups. Infect, Mono Green Tron, and Bant Urza on the other side for the undefeated team of Fang, Pan, and Ruan. So, we will get our attention on the sideboards here, and we are going to start with Jeffrey, who is playing Mono Green Tron. And he's got 3 copies of Nature's Claim, 3 Veil of Summer, 2 Dismember, and here come the one-ofs because Karn is involved. Elixir of Immortality, Liquid Metal Coating, Walking Ballista, Ensnaring Bridge, Mystic Forge, Banded, I think, Restricted Vintage, I think. It might be Restricted Vintage. Sorcerer's Spyglass, Mycosynth. Talk to me about these cards.
That's going to be a same 60 for me, I think.
Excuse me?
What do you want? You want Nature's Claim for Amulet?
That never works out.
Veil of Summer? No.
No, that's not it.
Dismembers?
Probably not.
Any of these one-ofs here?
Okay, so Spyglass, no. Elixir, definitely not. Liquid Coating, probably not. Ballista, no. Bridge, do you think you got enough time to search? Well, yes, 7 mana is the flashpoint. So you can play Karn, search for bridge, play bridge. Mystic Forge. I might board in Mystic Forge.
Okay.
I'm not convinced we got the time to search for that thing.
But you don't mind drawing it?
I don't think you mind drawing it.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same way about the Ballista. It's not the worst thing to draw early on as a way to interact with Tribe Scout, but not a thing you're likely to search for.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, and I want to make the game about the Karn, so I'd probably want to board out like Wormcoil Engine. I don't think we're doing anything with that.
I think you can safely board out Wormcoil Engine.
So that's 3 cards. There's 3 Wormcoils here, so let me get those Wormcoils out. Let me get Mystic Forge, Ballista, maybe Sorcerer's Spyglass. And
I would bring in 1 Nature's Claim.
All right, done. I like that. Just hope it lines up right.
Just hope.
Okay. 3 Dismember, 3 Mystical Dispute, 2 Tireless Tracker, a Tectonic Edge, a Radiant Fountain, Engineer Explosives, a Force of Vigor, a Field of the Dead, a Reclamation Sage, and a Ramunap Excavator.
Definitely interested in the Reclamation Sage. Could say bringing in the extra copy of Field of the Dead. The game can go a little long sometimes if Dilks has access to Ghost Quarter or anything like that. Like bringing in the 1 Tectonic Edge, things that break up mana. And even though it's not really a slow matchup, I think the extra copy of Field of the Dead is low enough of a cost. In any matchup where you can comfortably board out Counter Souls, that's just worth having it as an extra dimension.
I got to say, I haven't seen Tectonic Edge in a pretty long time. Just kind of forgot it existed.
Yeah.
Obviously, a powerful card during its heyday, and its heyday was almost a decade ago, which is crazy to think about. So I remember that when that card got printed, everyone was talking about, like, oh, man, they brought Wasteland back and everything else. And no, not quite.
It was still extremely good.
But it was still really good.
I mean, Cobblade played a bunch of copies.
Yeah, it was a good card. So I don't know if you heard. You heard about this?
No.
Premium? You heard about this thing?
Oh, yeah, I have. Do you want to talk about it?
You heard about this premium thing? Or?
Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
We can talk about premium, I think, and talk about how it's
a
steal of a deal.
Listen up. Stop whatever you're doing and pay attention to this. You head over to go.starcgames.com/premium. Sign up for premium, $7.99 a month. Comes with a lot of stuff. Exclusive content. Star City Games writers, myself, plus colleagues of mine. And if you shop at the website, 5% off sealed products, 10% off singles, 15% off supplies. That's not like a sale. That's not a one-time promotion. That just comes with your subscription to Star City Games Premium. Easily pays for itself. Some of the best Magic content on the web. Go to starcitygames.com/premium. Sign up right now.
Great. Well done. Great ad read by you.
Thank you.
I know you haven't had coffee for a couple of hours. So that's a top-level ad read.
I know. The coffee stand shut down at 2:30, so
that's
been running on.
That's calling a little early there, coffee stand.
I've been running on fumes. Oh yeah, I mean I let her know.
Especially.
Don't worry. I mean, I agree, and
a little chit chat.
Chit chat.
That's good. I think that's smart. Looks like Jeffrey's going to send it back. So if we have any updates in our other matches here, we will, of course, let you know. But this is the first Open of 2020 here on the SCG Tour. As I did mention, Season 1 is underway. We'll work our way through plenty of dates. We'll go over those after the next game if we can. And we'll be going to Knoxville and a bunch of other places. But for now, Matthew Dilks. Apparently he's got a player slide. Means he's big time.
Mm-hmm.
Bang. 29-year-old from Burlington, Ontario. 15 Opens played last year. Can't believe I'm saying last year for 2019. 8 top 8s, 1 W. Open top 8s, 10 all time. 1 win. Sneakerhead and fan of fighting games. See, Dilks and I would get along. I didn't know he was a sneakerhead until right now. Fan of fighting games, me too. Now I want to ask him what his favorite one is. I was a big fighting game fan growing up.
2019 SCG Tour resume there, very impressive.
Yeah.
8 top 8s against 15 Opens played is unbelievable.
Yeah. Got a lot of work done in Modern, too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a pretty unbelievable conversion rate, I have to say. And I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to chase it, Players' Championship again. He seemed a little disappointed at his finish this year.
Of course. I mean, it's, it's a top-heavy tournament. It takes a lot of work to get there. He finished somewhere in the middle of the pack. It's disappointing. Yeah. No question.
I think he's a player who's got very high expectations for himself, even though he's got kind of a laid-back attitude.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's a player who, expects to win, or at least knows that he's capable. So, looks like we've got Edgar up a game now. So the team of Magalhaes, Dilks, and Pulliam, who Magalhaes and Dilks have been teaming together for a little while now. They are oftentimes into the elimination rounds
Right.
So, not unfamiliar territory for those folks. Pulliam they don't always team with, but they are this time around. Oftentimes we see them teaming with Daryl Ayers. But Will no-slouch himself, multiple-time Open champion. And doing his thing with Amulet Titan. Well, Jeffrey, I think, is taking a look at his hand on his mulligan and seeing if he's happy with what he sees. And it appears he may be happy enough. Yeah. He'll keep. Put some cards on the bottom. Green means go. And we're about to be underway. I'm going to kick things off with an Urza's Mine and a Expedition map. Remember, Tron has a deck that mulligans extremely, extremely well under the new London mulligan. So to find Tron under the new mulligan rules is not very difficult at all. As Azuz is going to be the find here off of Once Upon a Time for Matt Dilks.
Yeah, it's a deck where your best 5-card hands are so much better than your mediocre 7s. And then the deck just have its best 5-card hands on these mulligans so much more frequently than they used to. Ooh, sorry about that whammy.
Do we miss a land drop?
The draw step was Once Upon a Time.
Hmm.
You hate to see it.
Tough. Blast Zone, Chromatic Star. Pass a turn.
I think I would have had a preference that turn for breaking the map. I guess with Once Upon a Time, you kind of you want to wait until the last possible minute to. But the more mana efficient sequence there is just to crack the map, play a piece, and then Once Upon a Time. But I guess you're just too narrow of a range of things to hit if you have 2 Tron pieces and then cast your Once Upon a Time.
That would be my concern, as there's a Tower of Power. Problem solved.
Rolled up.
Yep. Tron online starting next turn. Dilks at 18 right now from the breeding pool, entering the battlefield untapped to deploy the Sakura Tribe Scout. He'll activate that Tribe Scout. He'll go up to... Well, I thought he may play the Radiant Fountain. No, it's going to be Golgari Rot Farm, a card we don't see that much of. And now this is turn 3. And remember, it is not hard at all for him to deploy a Titan on this turn. It would involve Castle Garenbrig, obviously, but not hard to do.
The Once Upon a Time early in the game did Yeel and Azusa, which gives him a lot of paths.
Breeding Pool enter the battlefield untapped. Tribe Scout will go active. Castle Garenbrig. Yeah, this is super cool. Bang. Yeah, that resolves. It is just not that. Castle Garenbrig, I don't even know where my thoughts are going to go. Castle Garenbrig is an outrageous Magic card.
Is it because it's free or is it because it's powerful? Which one?
Do I have to pick only one?
No.
It's because it's free and powerful.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome in Pioneer, and it's outrageously good in Modern in combination with Primeval Titan. Like, just completely outrageous.
Yeah, it's right on the nose.
Yeah.
It's the perfect, it's the perfect ramp card. I almost said spell.
Yeah, no,
Land that enters the battlefield tapped only on the first turn, and then it's just untapped forever from
That's
there.
correct. Tectonic Edge, Teleria West are the weapons of choice there for Dilks. And now here for Jeffrey, he's going to search up an Urza's power plant to go along with his tower in mind. So the Urza Shrine will be online here in just a moment. And then the big question, since Jeffrey did some mulliganing, is does he have the payoff? And if he does, he'll be good to go. Eight mana. He's going to break a star. It looks like he needs a little help. Sack that for a green. Draw a new card. Oblivion Stone in the grip. And that's pretty darn good.
I mean, it's something here. you know,
I mean, you gotta get that thing off the
for
battlefield.
sure,
So.
it's a good starting point. Dilks' leftover is still quite strong, even ignoring whatever happens to be in his hand. Feel the Dead to apply some pressure and Tectonic Edge to break up Tron.
Got it cleared away. There's an amulet. This could get ugly now. How good can Dilks do here? Selesnia's Sanctuary. Remember, he can always pick up Teleria West. Amulet's going to trigger on the Sanctuary. There's a bounce trigger on the bounce land. He'll make a zombie, float some mana, pick up Teleria West, transmit to Teleria West, get a Titan, play a Titan through
Castle Garenbridge.
Yeah, it's neat. Pretty neat. Gonna probably go get Boros Garrison and Slayer Stronghold, which will allow him to make some zombies with Field of the Dead.
Yeah, get a Ghost Quarter somewhere in the sequence.
Perhaps.
Tee off on. Just figure it out in some way where you can tee off on a land. Maybe you Vesuva, your Tectonic Edge, whichever. There's a lot of ways to do it.
I kind of just want to do for a tournament Matt Dilks Cam.
Of course.
It just in the zone.
Right.
And beatdowns. Titan trigger. I just want to see it unfold. That's all. It's a delight. Yeah, we're done.
Good looking turn.
Yeah, we're done. Matt Dilks is going to win this game and match over Jeffrey Pan 2-0. Good looking turn is a bit of an understatement. As Dilks puts his team in the lead, we're going to be heading over to Edgar and Harrison now. Magalhaes versus Fang. It is Sultai Urza versus Infect. You'll see at the bottom that Ruan did win game number 1 here over Pulliam. So Bant Urza up a game over Amulet Titan. But now we're going to watch the runner-up at our most recent Players' Championship do battle against Infect with his beautiful Urza deck. When we jump into this game, I see an Aether Spellbomb. A Mox Opal being tapped for mana. And it looks like he'd like to Spellbomb here. I've just been informed that life totals are accurate, 16-20.
Placement of that token and die, just perfect to not be able to read it.
Oh, yeah. We can get that moved
Almost
there, bud.
on purpose.
We can get that moved a little bit there for you, bud. You're okay. How's that?
Thank you.
How's that? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Sounds like somebody's a little hangry. Got to find, so that's not going to go well. Yeah. Assassin's Trophy.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's not going to go the way you want there, Harrison. So away goes the Inkmoth Nexus. It'll be replaced by a different land. And it's going to be a forest. Get our little Infect display on the screen. And players just making sure everything's kosher, which it is.
Mm-hmm.
After Harrison shuffles and presents back, I think we're going to be headed Edgar's way, unless Harrison has something to play post an abysmal combat. He does not. So no Infect threats on the battlefield. Edgar's just going to play a Scalding Tarn and pass the turn back. Fang will draw.
Good news there for Fang. Any of the big follow-ups there from Edgar is probably lights out.
Ooh, I like it. Let's go reggae. And back to Infect. A little of this, a little of that.
Yeah, offense, defense. Mix and match.
2 mana. Abrupt Decay. Well, there's a Veil and a Vines in hand.
Well, you would. I think it's Veil and Distortion Strike.
Okay, you're right. My apologies. It is Distortion Strike. There is Veil. Okay. Bit of a beating there. We head back over to Edgar. Edgar's going to sacrifice Scalding Tarn on his upkeep. Looks like he needs to increase his card quality a little bit or get a Mystic Sanctuary and search his graveyard for a card to put on top. He's going to get back a Replica. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Fun to cast the same spell over and over again.
Yep. I'm going to try to kill this again. It worked. Did it work?
Opportunity cost is really high, though.
It worked. Your creature's dead. Back to Harrison. How about some regular beatdowns? Uh-oh. Maybe a little pump. Oh, we're going to sacrifice the Waterlogged Grove. Goodbye, Simic. Horizon Land. Hello, new card. Windswept Heath is a land for the turn. Noble Hierarch. Yeah!
Big hit.
2. Hey, regular damage can happen. It's rare, but it can happen. I'm here for it. Island for the turn. Magalhaes can only pass the turn back over to our Infect player, who's drawn, it looks like a forest for the turn. Beatdowns. I take it back. It's that dastardly Dryad Arbor.
Yeah. Boo.
There's a Gilded Goose.
I appreciate moving it up.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Appreciate moving it up.
It may look like a normal forest, but we promise it is not.
Gilded Goose is so punishing on the regular damage plan.
Yeah, that's off now.
That's off.
That's not going to work.
No chance.
Also, that goose brought along that food token, which is an artifact to turn on that Mox Opal. Not sure how relevant that is right now, but it is worth noting that the Mox is online. Metalcraft has been achieved.
And now all it is a waiting game from Edgar to get to one of his payoff cards.
Mm-hmm. And can he do it in time? Distortion Strike on the Dryad Arbor. Looks like that's going to be a hit for 4.
Big hit coming in. So you got to be able to get. So next turn on the table, you're knocking him down to 2. And there's 2 food to play through. So you need to pick up 10 points. I feel like that's asking a lot, but.
Okay, that's your path. That's your path.
Yeah.
Infect land there in Inkmoth Nexus now on the battlefield.
Now you can do it the other way with the Nexus, the Distortion Strike, that's 4, and then any +4 is theoretically lethal.
Magalhaes is just going to draw and pass the turn back.
So if Fang has a +4, you right now can animate your Nexus. Distortion Strike comes off rebound. That's +1/+0 and unblockable. You have 2 Noble Hierarch triggers. So you got 4. 2 existing Infect gets you to 6, and a +4 gets you to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm Fang, I'm not playing around anything. Because your spot only gets worse, a lot of things just lock you out of the game here. So if you got a chance to throw a punch here for lethal, I think you got to do it.
I think you're right. I just think you're right. Go for broke.
Your spot is not improving. And I think that's Harrison right now discussing it with his teammates. Edgar with a card in hand. He's got something like Cryptic Command or Removal Spell. Good chance you're dead. But again, how much better can your position get? Future attacks are going to involve Gilded Goose being a chump blocker as well that you're going to have to play through also.
Yep. There's Vine to the Vastwood. And we make a food. We trophy it. Very nice.
And it's, again,
you gotta go for it.
Disappointing if you're in Fang's spot, but what's your path that involves a beating Assassin's Trophy if you wait?
Mm-hmm. I just think it's going to go poorly a lot of the time there for Harrison. So I'm totally fine going for it. And you know what? You can still still work on that regular damage plan.
I mean, you can try to keep your head above water against the Gilded Goose, but it's gonna be really hard to win regular damage now.
It just got harder.
Yeah.
There's Emery. Astrolabe among the cards that have been placed in the graveyard. Urza 2.
Only a matter of time before Edgar was going to find
something
to do.
Yeah. Pendelhaven activation on the Dryad Arbor. Here's an attack for 4. Once you throw in those 2 Exalted triggers. Edgar's going to fall down to 5. The follow-up here for Harrison, if there is one. He's reaching for his mana a bit here. He'll just pass. Edgar is going to make a food and sack a food. Up to 8. Emery. Targeting Ether Spellbound. Oh, isn't that adorable?
Yep. Really powerful to have here because it's just another cycler like the Bauble, except it's insurance against Fang trying to combo out.
Mm-hmm. So Magalhaes immediately puts that on the battlefield.
Surveys the battlefield.
Yep. Pendelhaven, activate, attack. Sure. Go down to 4. Up to 7.
Yeah, I think Edgar ended turn with the 4 mana, said make a food, sack a food.
Yep, I mean, that's just going to be a standard play right now.
Yep.
So basically these attacks are getting in for a point of damage right now, with Ether Spellbound providing plenty of cover. This is a Arkham's Astrolabe. Mox very much online now. 2 Astrolabes and a Mox on the battlefield, as well as that Ether Spellbound. That is another copy of Ether Spellbound, and it's getting harder and harder now for Harrison. And this is why the previous turns, that handful of turns ago where he went for it and ran to the Assassin's Trophy, this is why he couldn't wait.
I mean, Fang's going to lose this game, but his play is looking better as time goes on because he was not getting a better shot at it than the turn that he had. Didn't work out, but, if he didn't go for it then, he would have never gotten another window for it.
Once these Ether Spellbounds have shown up, and this is part of the reason that they're in the deck, it's just a beautiful utility card as there's a Blighted Agent post-combat. It's a great utility card because it can cycle to just draw a card, but also get you out of sticky situations like this. So one thing we've seen over the course of at least day number 1 of competition are minor but incredibly useful innovations to these Urza decks, be it Experimental Frenzy for Corey Baumeister and Peter Ingram and the rest of Team BCW, or Ether Spellbomb in what I would consider to be somewhat high numbers, since we're seeing 2 copies. It's the type of card you often think of as as part of maybe a Trinket Mage package.
Well, it's just another thing to hit off Emery that lets you cycle, and you get into spots like this where it does actually lock the game out.
Mm-hmm. Bobble now. Emery having a blast. Ever heard of this one? Engineer Explosives for 2. And we get to the point now, partner, where it's not so much about Edgar winning the game. It's making it so that Harrison can't win.
Yeah, and I think at this point, Fang's kind of all done here. I mean, I guess you still have some hope of doing something with a Nexus, but playing through these Aether Spell Bombs, I don't think I see it.
And the constant ability to just recur Engineer Explosives now, too. Pendelhaven's going to, well, you know what? Why don't you get a little taste of the Blighted Agent? No? Okay. All right, fine. Maybe not. Dried Arbor will come back down. Back in the row. Pass the turn back. Edgar sitting relatively good this game. Hard to say that he isn't.
Yeah. Dominating position. Dominating position. And the sort of conversations that are taking place from this is basically, how do we still win even if Fang draws the best possible card in his deck every single turn for the rest of the game?
Yep. Which is the conversation you should be having.
Right. That's where you're at. That's where things have gotten to.
All right. Sack of food. It's an attack for 3. So just take 3. Make a food, sack a food. Regular damage ain't going to do it. Gilded Goose laughs at regular damage.
Yes.
Astrolabe. This is what's so appealing about a deck like this to a very high-level player like Edgar Magalhaes, where you feel like you have complete control and complete agency over everything.
Yep. So it's impossible from this spot for Fang to really slip something through.
Yeah. There's a Scalding Tarn. We've got Edgar down to 4 now after the fetch. And it looks like Jeffrey's going to sacrifice a Wooded Foothills. Breeding Pool, the weapon of choice. Back over to Harrison. He's still going to climb a very steep ladder.
Yeah, just still really into playing it out. You know?
Look, man, anything could happen. Edgar could be drawing all lands. Pendelhaven, beatdowns. Edgar's going to sacrifice a food token up to 7, down to 3. Pass. Goose. Sack. 6. Edgar with 2 Infects, 3 Astrolabes, 2...
just 2 unsummons hanging out, just in case.
Why can't I think of the name of that card? Aether Spellbomb. Whew, I had a moment there. 1 Gilded Goose, 1 Emery, 1 food token, and now, perhaps his way to win the game, an Urza. That brings a Construct. He is doing it. How about a 4th Astrolabe? How much to get you to play Urza in a tournament?
I could never do it.
How about next weekend? SCG Knoxville. You got the weekend off. I already know that.
Are you kidding me? The weekend off? What you talking about?
You got the weekend off. You're not doing
the
coverage.
Weekend off?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing going on in my life.
Yeah. And you have it off. How about a little Urza action, bud?
I can't imagine.
You want Saltire Teamer. I know you like Experimental Frenzy. I got you.
I don't actually like playing with that card very much. I would much rather play with Thoughtseize.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're a little shark, you.
Not close. I know.
Get you a little Urza. Get you a little Construct. Get Matthias to get you a Construct token.
Yep.
Got you. Get some food tokens. Your bag's going to be full of a bunch of crap you don't want. Dyson tokens. It's going to be everywhere.
I know. I'm going to cut some cards for some Mirror Enforcers.
Yeah. Try to kill the opponent?
Try to get this over with.
Okay. All right. Little Frogmite, little Mirror Enforcer. See what our old putty Somber Hoverguard's up to?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where you been?
Where it should be?
Yeah.
Goose.
You up?
Yeah. Can you name all of the affinity, can you name the majority of the affinity creatures that, saw play in Block Constructed?
Frogmite.
Yeah.
Broodstar.
Yep.
Mirror Enforcer.
Yep.
Scale and Tooth of Chisgoraya.
Yep.
Disciple of the
Both
Vault.
those cards were horrible.
Arcbound Worker, Arcbound Ravager.
Just creatures affinity for artifacts.
Okay.
Preferably the blue flyers, plural.
Somber Hoverguard.
Yeah.
Broodstar.
One more. Technically two more, but there's one blue one, and then there's, if you want to name the
Is
red
the
one.
Lumen Hoverguard? Furnace Dragon.
That's the red one.
Yeah.
Big fella.
Yeah. Doomed our Block Constructed.
Yeah, of course it did. You remember our old boy Quagnoth?
Oh, that's right. I do.
Old Quaggy?
Can I name more than 2 adventures? No. Am I intimately familiar with Quagbot? Yes.
5. That construct apparently is an 11/11 at this point, which means it's attacking for lethal.
Yeah, Harrison's just out here playing it out, you know? You gotta love the grit.
No dinner reservation.
Just to recap where we're at here.
Yeah, talk to me.
All right.
Harrison does have 1,700 cards in hand.
Yes. Well, the problem is Edgar effectively has access to both infinite life and infinite unsummons.
Yes.
So dealing lethal damage via pump spells is very complicated against that sort of setup.
Complicated is an interesting word to use. You're one who
Keep in
who
mind-
chooses their words wisely.
Keep in mind
Keeping in mind.
that Edgar has a button that he can. It's not even like a card. It's just a button that he can hit at any time, and he unsummons something. It's he's like a Vanguard. If you play with those old Vanguard cards, sort of the precursor to some of the Commander stuff, he has a button that you get to unsummon. He's like a Chandelar boss right now. So he's got that. He's got the food. He's at an effective 15 if you count the goose. That's just the start of what's going on here.
Fight Veil.
Good swing.
Fight back. Push again. What do you think about that? All right, Dried Arbor down. Okay.
Okay,
right.
fine. You win that exchange.
All right, Arbor down. I'm going to respond with another push.
Yeah. Edgar might have a dinner reservation.
Edgar's the one who's hungry.
Right.
I see. You know who actually is the person with the dinner reservation? Dilks. He's had enough.
Yeah.
He said,
no question.
He said, let's finish this up.
It's
time.
time.
I can only chew on this gum for so long. I'm going to bounce. Sees every angle. Taps the Ether Spellbomb for blue because Urza's on the battlefield. Sacks it. Bounce that creature. That is a Vines of Vastwood. Try again. Bounce it again. That's it. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Edgar Magalhaes wins this game and match for his team. 2-0. Takes care of Harrison Fang, Jeffrey Pan, and Kai Ruan. Magalhaes, Dilks, Pulliam, 8-1, heading into day number 2 of competition.
3 of our best, playing some of the format's best decks. No surprise to see them near the top of the standings. I don't know if we're going to have any undefeated teams at the end of all of this.